This is ATL Day Ones, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta. And it starts now.
It is ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tanitra. Tanitra, we are in here today on a busy Monday. And I don't know about you, but we have a lot to talk about today.
Yeah. Lots to talk about. It was a really great sports weekend, so to speak, in Atlanta Metro. So yeah, let's just get right to it.
And coming up on today's show, we're going to talk about, go through our top three. We're going to do a deep dive into the Hawks and their playoff position and what they got going on. And then for the culture, we call some folks to the task and for the culture today. And that's on some real serious type stuff. But before we do that, T, I want to tell you about Built Bar. Now,
Yes.
you know, all the people that know me knows that I've been on my workout tip as of late, right? And this is the time, and I've been able to stick with it. But I want to tell you about something that's been helping me to stick with it, and he's going to help me to eat right. That's all going to be thanks to Built Bar. It almost feels like it's not really a resolution because, I'm actually enjoying eating these things. Have you tried the Puffs? If you haven't, you're missing out one of Built Bar's best tasting bars. The Puffs are a fan favorite with some incredible flavors. I'm talking about cinnamon, churro, coconut marshmallow, banana cream pie. So good. And these things are low calorie, high in protein. You need that protein to lose weight. I don't know much about losing weight, but I know that you need to eat a lot of protein. You can replace those candy bars with these. They're better. It's a typical candy bar, can be anywhere from 200 to 300 calories. Go and cut that thing in half. Most Built Bars contain 130 calories and 17 grams of protein. Remember that protein I talked about? It is real. It's going to help you out. So here's what you're going to do, right? At Built Bar, they're all about taste. They made it taste delicious first, then figure out how to make it healthy. And I don't know how, but they're able to pull it off every time. And what I want you to do is go to built.com, use the promo code LOCK15 and get 15 off your order. 15% off of your order. Do it. I'm going to repeat that for the people in the back. Go to built.com, put in the promo code LOCK15 and get 15% off your order. That's what we're doing for you for watching ATL Day Ones. And make sure you go out and like and subscribe and follow us on all audio platforms. T, you already know. The Braves split the series with the Cincinnati Reds. They lose yesterday 6-3. And Ian Answer got tapped around a little bit, but I think that one of the things when you talk about that first series and given with all the 99-day lockout, all those things being put into factor, I think splitting the series, that first series, not bad, right?
No, not at all. As long as you can see some positives from that series, then it's all good. And as long as you can say with the quote unquote negatives that you saw, that those are still things that can easily be worked out, to your point, as we get towards the real end of spring training. Because right now we're still kind of in spring training, for lack of a better term, across all of Major League Baseball. So I really thought we saw some good things. And I want to start out by one of those that we were all intrigued by, and I think everybody is happy on the other side of it, and that's Matt Olson. We wanted to see what Matt Olson was going to do in his replacement of Freddie Freeman, both at first base, but also at the plate. And he really had a good series. I had an opportunity to go to the Saturday game and just to see what he was able to do, scooping, balls out of the dirt and getting outs, just very, very active and athletic because the chemistry seemed to be kind of off in game one. And that's understandable, the chemistry with him and the rest of the infield and even to some degree the outfield. But Saturdays when you really, really started to see it click. So if Dansby shorted a ball, to get to him or Ozzie, he was right there to still get that out at first base. I like seeing that. I like the fact that he hit his first home run, but also not just the home run, Jarvis, but it was the at bats. It was what we saw in the at bats for him to have the ability to get on base or advance a runner in one instance. That was a super, super positive. The only thing negative is, and like he said, I hope the scouting reports didn't tell you guys that I was fast, because I'm not. And so
Right.
thankfully
You're
the
throwing out
Braves,
the plate's not too cool. Yeah.
not just, yeah, and to see it in person, it was really slow mo. Like it really
Right.
felt like slow mo on Saturday. But it was, thankfully the Braves won the game, so no harm, no foul. May have been a different conversation if they had lost that game. We would have been looking back to say, hey man, maybe you should have stayed at third. Maybe, Uncle Ronnie shouldn't have waved you home. But anyway, still good. He was one of the goods. Oh, and I know you have some goods there as well, but I just wanted to say it was amazing to be there Saturday for that ring ceremony. It
Wow.
was just, yeah, it was tremendous. Just to the pageantry of it was
Whew.
phenomenal. And just to actually see the rings up close and personal was really, really cool. But just to take it all in, because Jarvis and I have always been honest with you guys and told you guys we are Braves fans in addition to reporters who cover the Braves. So just really excited to see that ceremony on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm sure it was really cool. And then Matt Olson was able to get his first home run as a Brave. So, that's always cool. And to kind of see, and then it's kind of funny because you talk about Matt Olson's speed. Freddie
Mm-hmm.
Freeman he was slow.
Right.
So
So,
Matt
yeah.
Olson being slow, that's cool. If you
Right.
can be equal or be better as from at the plate and still be slow, I'll take that all day, every day. And especially
Yeah.
when you're going to be here for the next 8 years at least. At least that money's going to be paid out for the next 8 years.
Yes.
So I definitely appreciate that. I thought it was also kind of cool to see Kenley Jansen, get on the mound,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
kind of get himself into a little tizzy and then get out
Mm-hmm.
of it. Will Smith, same thing. We were used to seeing Will Smith get runners on base, so he kind of like, oh yeah, let me tease y'all for a little bit. But that was real cool to see that. But
Mm-hmm.
I think overall, like I said, Braves split the series with the
Mm-hmm.
Reds. I think there were a lot of positives that we
Yes.
can take away from it, and obviously tonight they'll be taking on the Washington Nationals. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll definitely be on the lookout to see how they progress as it go through the season.
Yeah.
Now,
And to see if we get a better outing from Husker Inoa, because last year was kind of quirky where he was just playing lights out. Then of course he had that crazy freak injury that he kind of caused, and his
Mhm.
recovery he was looking a little up and down after returning from that injury. So granted, had a short spring training just like everyone else, but I am interested to kind of see what his mechanics look like tonight in a series that, if the Braves don't win the series 2-1, heck, I wouldn't be surprised if they sweep it, because the Nats kind of cellar dwellers this year. So I'll be looking forward
Yeah.
to the start of that series tonight, and kind of seeing what he does. And of course, seeing once again what Austin Riley can do. And you and I, of course, have our eye on the bullpen as well, because Colin McHugh had a nice bounce back game last night, 2 1/3 innings, and being able to strike out 5. Pretty good, pretty darn cool.
Yeah, it was, and also, I think that there is like I said, so many bright spots. Like you
Mm-hmm.
talk about, even Cal Wright. Got to mention him as
Yes.
well. He
Yes.
was lights out on the mound, and
Mm-hmm.
for him to be coming around like that, if that's a peek into what we're in for in
Yes.
2022, man, it's gonna be hard to keep that optimism down for those guys repeating. Like I said,
Yeah.
haven't been done since the New York Yankees did it in the late '90s. So
Mm-hmm.
that is something we'll be definitely looking forward to.
Yeah.
Scottie Scheffler gets his first green jacket on the
Yes.
weekend, but the big story was definitely Tiger Woods. He
Mm-hmm.
got off to a solid start. He made the cut, and then on Saturday had one of his worst rounds ever, and he equaled that
Mm-hmm.
on Sunday. So I think for Tiger to, but I always go back to this though, for Tiger to be in this tournament 14
Yes.
months, after the bad accident, and talking
Mm-hmm.
about amputating his leg. And I know Tiger don't really care about that stuff, but this is what I care about just from a fan standpoint, and just
Sure.
looking at him.
Sure.
I think that for him to be out there and be able to compete, make the cut, and at least be in the conversations on the
Mm-hmm.
weekend, I think I'm more than satisfied with what I saw from Tiger this weekend.
Yeah, because you think about him finishing 47th. And that means you were pretty much middle of the field. So there are individuals who shot worse than you did over the course of 4 days who were not in a life-threatening accident. So
Right.
that tells you just how amazing he is and how much he can gut through and just has that heart of a champion. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he finished 13 over. We get that. But again, it was what we were able to see that we weren't sure we'd ever see again. And he's even going as bold as to say, yep, I'm committing to playing in the Open. So that's exciting. And hopefully we will be able to see him in the Open. And when you think about players who didn't make the cut, you think about somebody like Dustin Rose, who was at the top of his game, always in the conversation amongst top players. And for players of that ilk not to make the cut, but Tiger did, that's when you realize what an amazing feat it was for him. And like you said, Scottie Scheffler, most of us had to look him up. Yes, we know he's number one in the world now, but most
Right.
of us had to kind of look him up because I know even you and I were talking Friday and we were thinking Xander Schauffele, not Scottie Scheffler. So
Right.
then we went back, and looked, and I'm like,
The
how did he jump
SCH
the lead? Yeah,
dude.
exactly. I'm like, how did he jump the lead to the top of the leaderboard? Because he wasn't wire to wire.
Yeah.
Sungji M was at the top of that leaderboard all day of day one and at the beginning, the front nine for round two. So we had to go and look. But yeah, he's a bad boy at 25 who literally, played his way into the Ryder Cup for the team. And wow, he's doing some amazing things. And we talked about this on Friday as well. Who were going to be the players that we were going to look for who maybe will join Tiger in getting us re-engaged in golf. So who knows? Maybe as we get to learn who this Scottie Scheffler is, he'll get Scheffler. He'll get us re-engaged in the game of golf.
Getting re-engaged. And really quickly, just to do a quick mention because I don't want to forget about them. Atlanta United
Yes.
uses Charlotte FC. Any quick thoughts?
Yeah. So okay, this is gonna not be nice, but I'm gonna say it anyway because hey, this is the ATL Day Ones podcast, not the Queen City Day Ones podcast. So that said, it's so funny because yes, we wanted United to win that game. We wanted them to go up there and gut it out in spite of not having Joseph Martinez and so many other players. Luis Araújo's out as well. And so you look at that and you think to yourself, Emerson Hyman isn't back yet as well. Like, what does that really mean for them? They competed. And one of the things that they did in this match that we didn't see in the first couple of matches when a team shockingly scored before them was they kept their composure. They
Yeah.
kept their composure. So you didn't see a red card, you didn't see a yellow card, and you didn't see that team score anymore. That was huge. They were able to at least keep it to just a 1-0 loss. But I still say we're big brother. So, everybody would always say, oh, Charlotte's the next Atlanta. Well, you're not. Nobody is. This is the ATL and this is singular. And so you got us this time, Queen City, Charlotte FC, you got us this time. But again, I liked what I saw in terms of United's ability to contain the game and not let it get beyond that 1-0 score.
Indeed, and we will see how it is. Like with them being without Joseph Martinez, it's definitely going to be important on how they play and making sure they're going out there and execute when they get on the pitch. All right, but
Yes.
coming up next, T, the Atlanta Hawks. They are in the ninth spot. They got a home playing game. Is this the perfect scenario for them to get into the real playoffs? We'll talk about that next on ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tanitra. We'll be back.